Today we're talking about one of the fastest growing layer 1 cryptocurrencies that has suddenly grabbed massive attention across the US crypto market, SUI. Right now, SUI is trading around 90 cents, and interestingly, the coin has already pumped nearly 8% today, which is again putting it on traders' radar. But the real question investors are asking is not about today's pump. The real question is whether SUI can become one of the biggest winners of the next bull cycle heading into 2026. Because if you look closely at market history, every bull run creates new giants. In 2017 it was Ethereum. In 2021 it was Solana and Avalanche. And now many analysts believe the next cycle could belong to newer high-performance chains like SUI. The reason is simple. Crypto investors are no longer chasing only meme hype, they are chasing scalability, gaming ecosystems, AI integration, and real blockchain adoption. And SUI sits exactly at that intersection. What makes this moment interesting is timing. The broader crypto market has been slowly transitioning from uncertainty toward accumulation. Bitcoin dominance remains strong, institutional liquidity continues entering through ETFs, and risk appetite is slowly returning among retail traders in the United States. Whenever this phase begins, smart money usually rotates into fundamentally strong mid-cap layer 1 projects before the full bull market starts. That rotation is exactly what many traders believe is currently happening with SUI. The recent 8% pump isn't random volatility. Volume expansion suggests fresh buying interest rather than short-term speculation. Large wallets have shown increasing activity, and exchanges have reported higher derivatives participation around SUI pairs. Historically, when a relatively young blockchain begins attracting both developer activity and speculative capital simultaneously, price expansion tends to follow in waves rather than a single spike. Another major reason behind renewed interest in SUI is its technological architecture. Unlike traditional blockchains struggling with congestion, SUI uses an object-centric model that allows transactions to be processed in parallel. This dramatically increases throughput, making it highly attractive for gaming platforms and real-time decentralized applications. In a market increasingly focused on Web3 gaming and digital ownership economies, speed and scalability are becoming decisive advantages. Over the past months, ecosystem growth has quietly accelerated. Multiple decentralized applications, NFT marketplaces, and gaming studios have begun building on SUI's infrastructure. While these developments may not immediately reflect in price, they create long-term network demand. Blockchain history repeatedly shows that price usually follows developer adoption with a delay. Ethereum experienced it. Solana experienced it. And now many investors speculate SUI could follow a similar adoption curve if ecosystem expansion continues. Market sentiment also plays a huge psychological role. After heavy corrections in previous months, investors are actively searching for projects that have already undergone major drawdowns but still maintain strong fundamentals. SUI fits that narrative perfectly. Many early sellers have already exited, leaving room for accumulation by longer-term holders. This often creates what analysts call a compression phase, where volatility reduces before a larger breakout move. Recent partnerships and funding support have further strengthened confidence. Venture capital backing remains strong, and developer grants continue encouraging builders to launch new protocols within the SUI ecosystem. In crypto markets, sustained funding usually translates into continued innovation, and innovation attracts liquidity. Liquidity, ultimately, drives price expansion. At the same time, macroeconomic conditions are slowly becoming more supportive for risk assets. Expectations surrounding potential interest rate stabilization in the United States have improved investor sentiment across technology and crypto sectors. When liquidity expectations rise globally, altcoins, especially scalable layer 1 networks, tend to outperform Bitcoin in percentage gains during later bull cycle stages. Now looking toward the bigger picture, the discussion naturally shifts to the 2026 price prediction for SUI. Predicting exact numbers in crypto is impossible, but analyzing cycles, adoption trends, and market capitalization comparisons gives realistic probability zones. If SUI successfully establishes itself as a major gaming and DeFi infrastructure chain, its market capitalization could begin approaching levels previously achieved by networks like Solana during peak bull momentum. Assuming overall crypto market expansion continues into the next cycle, even a moderate adoption scenario could push SUI back toward the $3 to $5 range by late 2025 or early 2026. This would represent a multifold increase from current levels without requiring unrealistic hype conditions. In a stronger bullish scenario, where Web3 gaming adoption accelerates and SUI captures significant developer migration, price projections extend towards $7 to $10. Such growth would depend heavily on ecosystem usage rather than speculation alone. Increased transaction activity, stablecoin integration, and institutional interest in scalable chains could all contribute to this outcome. However, the most aggressive bull case prediction emerges if crypto enters a full speculative mania similar to 2021. During those phases, narrative-driven assets often overshoot fundamental valuations. If SUI becomes branded as the next-generation gaming blockchain, momentum trading alone could temporarily push valuations far beyond expected models. Under extreme market optimism, some analysts speculate potential spikes above $12 or even $15. Though sustaining such levels would require massive user adoption. Risk factors also remain important. Competition among Layer 1 blockchains is intense, with projects continuously improving scalability and developer incentives. Any slowdown in ecosystem growth or broader market downturn could delay bullish timelines. Crypto markets move in cycles, and even strong projects experience prolonged consolidation periods before major rallies. Yet what separates SUI from many speculative tokens is its long-term infrastructure focus. Instead of relying purely on meme culture or temporary narratives, it aims to solve performance limitations that currently restrict blockchain mass adoption. If blockchain gaming, digital identity systems, and decentralized social platforms expand as expected by 2026, networks capable of handling millions of users efficiently will likely dominate. Investor psychology heading into the next cycle also favors newer narratives. Many traders who missed early gains in Ethereum or Solana are actively searching for the next opportunity. SUI increasingly appears in that conversation across US crypto communities, venture discussions, and developer forums. Momentum often begins quietly before entering mainstream attention. So when we combine today's 8% pump, rising ecosystem activity, improving macro sentiment, and long-term adoption potential, SUI's current price near 90 cents starts looking less like a peak and more like an early positioning zone within a much larger cycle.